Do what's in your heart. Y'all don't hear me talk too often about my charity. I started it with Mac and another friend in 2013. As y'all know, me and Mac had a falling out, and I kicked him out the charity. The other friend lives in NY, so it's hard for him to be a part of it, and he just naturally fell off too. So I was the only one left standing, and this wasn't even my idea. Since then, my charity has helped so many places in Virginia and also outside of VA. Places like Houston, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, North Carolina, and Haiti. But my favorite would have to be when my charity helped Freetown, Sierra Leone. I didn't have a job in August 2017 when the Freetown, Sierra Leone mudslide happened. Like I said, having a criminal background, jobs were limited and few and far in between, so I was definitely struggling at the time. But the type of heart I have, I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just let these people suffer and think that no one cared about them. Like I said, when it happened in August, I didn't have a job, which means I damn sure didn't have any money, but I had plenty resources. How in the hell am I going to get donations to Sierra Leone and the only thing I can afford to pay is my cell phone bill, I thought. But I guess this is why they say money isn't everything, because at the time all I had was my resources. So I had no choice but to use what I had. The first thing I did was get on Facebook, because Facebook talks about everything. I just knew for sure I was going to find someone to point me in the right direction, and I did. The gentleman I connected with lived in a neighboring city by Freetown, and he gave me step by step what to do. So once I knew the steps, I created my plan. Although I had the steps, money was still a factor eventually somewhere down the line, but I did what I could do until I got to that part. Sometimes you have to worry about the second half when you get to it and just work with what you got for now. So the next thing I did was create a flyer to let people know I was collecting donations for Sierra Leone, and if they had any old clothes, shoes, bedding, and house items that they didn't want to contact me. I promoted it for about a month and collected donations. Now all I had to worry about was the money to be able to drive to DC to drop these donations off at the Sierra Leone embassy. The gentleman I talked to in Sierra Leone told me to also try to get a picture with the ambassador and send it to him for the history books in Sierra Leone. I'm thinking, okay, that's not a big deal. Boy, was I wrong. Just so happened, I got a job right after my birthday, and I said with my second check, I'm driving to DC. We all know first checks aren't that big. That wouldn't have been a problem, but I now have an unexpected obstacle in my way. I didn't plan for. I just started working barely a month ago, and these people aren't going to let me take off. But like my granny says, nothing beats a failure but a try. I asked my boss and told him exactly what it was for, and he let me have it off. I was shocked. So the next thing I had to do was load up and go. I left early that Friday, but I was already an hour behind than what I expected, which means I was going to hit a lot of rush hour traffic, which was not my plan. If you have ever driven in DC or near it, you know why. I got on the road by myself at 7 a.m. with a car filled to the top with donations. Even my passenger seat and floor was filled. After 3.5 hours on the road, I finally pulled up to the embassy, not thinking the ambassador might not be there. I went straight to the desk and told them what I was there for and asked for the ambassador. The lady looked at me in shock. Apparently, you don't just ask for the ambassador. He's like a president, and that's when I realized, oh shit, this is a big deal. She said he was in a meeting and probably wouldn't have the time for me, and my heart sunk. I was instructed to move my car so his car could pull in so he could leave. I did as I was told. As I was explaining to the lady why I needed to talk to him, she said, best of luck, there he is now. Him and his bodyguards were coming down the steps. The lady was nice enough to help me out and call him over, or else I would have got pushed over by his bodyguards if I tried to approach him myself. He thanked me for helping his country and shook my hand. I asked him for a picture and he told me no, and that he was too busy. I almost went with that and something said ask again. So I did, and I said, please, and pouted out my lip. He said, oh, okay, and I got my picture. I also got word my donations did make it to Sierra Leone, and they were very grateful. And I got a letter in the mail a few weeks later from the ambassador thanking me for helping his country. I was broke with no job and a heart that just wanted to help, and my passion to be a helping hand. Now this used to be broke girl that could barely pay her cell phone bill is in the history books in another country, on another continent, on the other side of the world. Fuck money, do what you love. That's where the real riches are at. This is Motivational Mondays, and I'm the Virgo Garden.